Now, let me take you to Calabar, a city known for its calm rhythm, its tourist attractions, and its generally peaceful atmosphere. But behind that peaceful exterior, something dark was happening. Something that, until a few days ago, over 100 people thought was their ticket to a better life. Before we go deep into this one, I want to ask you to do something. If you believe that stories like this need to be told, stories that could save someone you love from making a terrible mistake, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. It helps us reach more people, and right now, there are families searching for answers. The Nigerian police force in Cross River State is urging residents to be careful. They want you to verify every overseas job offer, every travel opportunity, every promise of a better life abroad. And they are giving this warning not because they want to ruin your dreams, but because they just pulled over 100 people out of a nightmare. Let me set this scene for you. Imagine it is the early hours of February 14th, 2026, Valentine's Day. A day associated with love, with gifts, with affection. But for over 100 men and women scattered across different locations in Cross River State, this particular Valentine's Day was about to become their liberation day. The police at Zone 6 headquarters in Calabar had received credible intelligence. We don't know exactly how that tip-off came. Maybe a concerned neighbor, maybe a victim who managed to get a message out, maybe someone who escaped. But that intelligence landed on the right desk. The Assistant Inspector General of Police in charge of Zone 6 took one look at the information and gave a direct order to the Deputy Commissioner of Police overseeing the Zonal Criminal Investigation Department. Move now, move fast. And so, in the quiet hours before dawn, while the city was still asleep, armed police operatives moved into position. They hit multiple locations simultaneously. This wasn't just one house, it was a network of camps scattered across the state. And what they found inside those walls will break your heart.
Now, at this point, we need to understand what these victims were going through. They came from different states, different backgrounds, different ages, but they all had one thing in common. They were looking for a way out. They wanted greener pastures. They wanted to earn in dollars. They wanted to send money home to their families. They wanted the kind of life that seems impossible to achieve in this country. And the Syndicate knew exactly how to sell that dream. Listen to what the police discovered during their investigation. One senior officer explained it this way. From the various information gathered from some of them, we realized that they termed it network marketing. That is what they are doing, whereby products are sold to them. They buy products from the so-called company and they sell and make their money. They believe they will earn in dollars and all, but that has not been the case. Let's pause and think about that for a moment. Network marketing, multi-level marketing, direct selling. These are words that sound legitimate. They sound like business. They sound like opportunity. You've probably seen the posts on Instagram and Facebook, young people flashing dollars, posing in front of cars, talking about how they escaped the 9-to-5 and built wealth from home. Now, imagine you are someone who has been struggling. You've sent out hundreds of job applications. You've tried small businesses that didn't work. You've watched your friends travel abroad and post pictures of their new lives. And then someone approaches you with a chance to do the same. They tell you about a company, they show you products, they explain how you can earn commissions. They tell you that if you work hard, you can make it to Dubai, to Canada, to London.
But here's where the story gets even more interesting. It turned out that once they came here, they used that trick to siphon money from them. They are left stranded. Let me describe what the police saw when they entered those camps. The officer taking us through the scene said something that should haunt every single one of us. If you walk around, you see the condition they are being subjected to at the end of the day, believing that there is a safe haven outside their state where they are coming, not knowing that the safe haven they are talking about is here in Calabar. Did you catch that? These victims traveled from other states, leaving behind their families, their homes, everything familiar, because they were promised a safe haven abroad. But the safe haven was a lie. The safe haven was a cramped room in Calabar where they were held, their money taken, their dreams crushed. And here is the most chilling part. The officer made it clear that this was not just one site. This is not just the only site. There is another site close by, but for the sake of this interview, we are using here as one of the sites in which most of the victims were being camped. Multiple locations, over 100 victims, and those are just the ones the police found. How many more are out there? How many more camps exist in other states, other cities, hiding in plain sight? Another angle to this issue that we cannot ignore is the mention of kidnapping. The police statement clearly says this syndicate was involved in kidnapping as well as fraudulent foreign job schemes. This tells us something important. These operations are not always just about fraud. Sometimes, when the money runs out, when victims realize they've been scammed and want to leave, that's when the kidnapping begins. They are held hostage. Ransoms are demanded from their already struggling families. It becomes a double tragedy. So I have to ask you, when you see those flashy posts online, those pictures of people living large, those promises of quick money and easy travel, do you ever stop to verify? Do you ever ask for proof? Do you ever wonder why someone would share the secret to making millions instead of just quietly enjoying their wealth?
Let's talk about the victims for a moment. Over 100 people now rescued. They are safe, physically at least. But what about their mental state? What about the shame they feel? What about the money they lost? Money that might have been borrowed from relatives, taken from savings, raised through contributions. Imagine being the one who has to call home and explain that it was all a lie, that you're not in Canada, that you're not in Dubai, that you're in a police station in Calabar and you need help getting back home. The embarrassment, the disappointment, the weight of knowing that you fell for it. And yet, we must never blame the victims. Desperation does things to the human mind. When you are hungry for a better life, when you have watched opportunities pass you by year after year, a promise can sound like salvation. These syndicates prey on that desperation. They study it, they exploit it. In Calabar, the news of this rescue operation has sent ripples through the community. Residents who live near those camps are now looking back, remembering strange movements, wondering if they should have spoken up sooner. But that is the nature of these operations. They hide in plain sight. They look like normal houses, normal businesses. The victims might even be told not to make noise, not to attract attention, to behave like normal tenants. The police have made arrests. Key suspects are in custody. But the bigger question is, how deep does this go? Who is funding these operations? Who is recruiting the victims? Who is behind the company that sells these products? From this point, we need to understand that this is not just a cross-river problem. This is a national problem. These syndicates operate across state lines. They use social media. They use word of mouth. They use the hopes and dreams of young Nigerians as their raw material.
The police are doing their part. They are urging residents to remain vigilant and to carefully verify all overseas travel and job offers through legitimate channels. But what does that mean in practical terms? First, if someone offers you a job abroad, verify the company. Check if it is registered. Look for reviews. Search for scam warnings. Ask for official documentation. If they ask you to pay money up front, that is a red flag. If they promise guaranteed returns, that is another red flag. If they tell you to keep it a secret, run. Second, talk to your family. Talk to your friends. Sometimes, when we are caught up in the excitement of an opportunity, we don't see what others see. Let people you trust look at the offer. Let them ask the hard questions. Third, and this is crucial, involve the authorities. The Nigerian police have offices in every state. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs has channels for verifying overseas opportunities. Use them. It might take time, but time is better than tears.
As we end this report, I want you to think about those 100 people waking up on February 14th. They didn't know that this Valentine's Day would be the day they were rescued. They didn't know that the police were coming. They probably spent the night before dreaming of the dollars they would soon earn, the lives they would soon live. Instead, they are now going home. Some might go back to their families with nothing but the clothes on their backs. Some might be too ashamed to face the people they left behind. Some might be wondering if they will ever trust another opportunity again. But they are alive, they are free, and that is something. The syndicate has been disrupted, but make no mistake, there are others. There are always others. The only way to stop them is to starve them of victims. And the only way to do that is to spread the word. Share this story. Talk about it in your churches, your mosques, your marketplaces, your WhatsApp groups. Let every young person know, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. If this story touched you,
If you think it might save someone you know, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. Share it with your friends and family. Let's make sure that the next time someone is offered a safe haven, they remember Calabar, they remember the 100, and they ask the questions that could save their lives. Thank you for watching. Stay safe, stay vigilant, and always, always verified.